Start with that then, Zay. For you, you haven't faced the Bills, so this is the first former team of yours that you're facing. Yeah. So in terms of this year, in terms of facing.
Oh, this year? Yeah. This is the first. This is the first time I faced the Raiders.
Yeah. So what's emotions for you for this one in particular? Any
Uh,
different?
no, well, I have a lot of stories and memories in that uniform, in the black and silver, silver and black. So very grateful. Um, I think last time I talked to Mark Davis, it was a really good conversation that we had, and he thanked me for all the hard work. So it definitely means something going against this franchise and organization, and I have a lot of respect for them.
He's a pretty unique guy, I would say, Mark. Yeah. What do you like? What do you like about Mark?
He's just very down to earth, people's person, loves the game of football, loves the culture and tradition of what his family has instilled in that franchise. He holds, that shield and those colors in high regard. It's something that's very sacred to him, and I know that he wants the best possible outcome for that franchise moving forward, just because of the rich history that his family's had there.
I would assume you know quite a few guys on the Raiders team. So have you talked to any of them this week, or?
I haven't talked to any of them personally. I try to, whenever I face, a friend like that, try to give them their space. But I will be with Darren Waller's cousin this week. He's actually coming to visit me. He's going to come watch the game, and we're going to hang out. But, Darren Waller, his family has always been great to me. His dad, all his family has been really awesome. And, I'm close with Hunter Renfro, Foster Moreau, obviously Derek Carr. Got to meet Devontae this offseason, talk to him. I mean, I could list a lot of guys on that team that I know.
So they're obviously kind of in a similar spot to you guys at 2-6. Does it feel like two teams desperate for a win going at it? I mean, similar to last week a little bit, or is this a different feel than going into last week's game?
Teams want to win every single week. I know they're hungry for a win. I know that we are as well. It should be a really good matchup between two teams that I really believe have great offenses. No shade against our defense. I love our defense. I'm just an offensive guy, but excited to display what we have on the offensive side of the ball, and I know that they are as well.
I asked a couple of the guys this yesterday in the locker room. Did it feel like a different level of frustration after this past week's loss compared to the previous four to you?
Surprisingly, to me, no. I think the most frustrating loss for me was, well, all of them suck, but I think Houston Texans. Just because we were really looking forward to getting back on track, and we didn't do much as an offense at all. Very stalled. Didn't put up points. I'm kind of getting off track, but I'm just being honest. That was probably the most disappointing one to me. Of we should have been more effective. But this past week, I said it yesterday in an interview that we're still together. You've been around this industry, and you understand that how he said, she said, this is person's fault, how it can really start to go, and it's a terrible thing to be a part of when it gets to that point. And luckily for us, that I don't see a whole lot of that. I think guys are still meshing really well together, care for each other, here to play for each other. So it's been a fun group to be a part of.
I just said it to Travis. I'm like, you wouldn't know. You guys, the spirits are up. Everybody, the vibes are still good in the locker room. There's no panic or yelling at each other.
No, I don't think so. Logan, are you panicking? No, see, he's not. Nobody's panicking.
The other thing, though, too, and I just asked Travis this a little bit, is obviously with the trade for Calvin Ridley, there's a lot of outside people, which I know you guys don't listen to the outside noise, but there's people saying they're going to play for this year because, they didn't have a fire sale. They're not trading people. But they're looking ahead to the future. And knowing that when Doug got here, said this is not an overnight fix. How much of that is also knowing that you're winning for today, but also wins today are helping you guys down the line?
I think that in this industry, it's an ever-revolving door of new players every single year. And there's a lot that goes into it as far as the draft and recruiting and being on the road and going to look at college players. Scouts, our department has so much in their hands as far as the players that they have currently here and how can they help maintain a very effective roster. So there are people in this building that they're doing their job. They're planning for the future. They're planning for setting things up, for the alley-oop, so to say. And then our coaching staff, though, has done a great job of being here and present. Doug talks to our keys to victory and the points that we have to make. every single day. He's very insightful the way that he talks about current situations of what's going to come up and what we can expect in the game and what we have to be effective on in order to execute. So his mind, I don't believe, is in next year. I think his mind is very, very grounded in the present. But even with that said, to come back to your point, it's great that we have people in our building who recognize, the talent in someone like Calvin Ridley and what he can add to this offense in the future for us, and another weapon for Trevor to utilize. And it's going to be all hands on deck, and I'm very excited about it.